What would you do if, without warning, everything you loved was taken from you? Your children, gone. Your home, destroyed. Your wealth, stolen or burned to ashes. Your health, shattered. And the very people who were meant to comfort you looked at your pain and said, "It's your fault." And worst of all, God himself was silent. Would you still trust him? There once lived a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. He was righteous, upright, and faithful. A man who feared God and avoided evil. Job was wealthy, honored, and blessed. 7 sons, 3 daughters, many servants, and an abundance of livestock. 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys. He was known as the greatest man among the people of the East. One day the angels came before the Lord, and Satan came with them. God asked, "Where have you come from?" Satan replied, "From roaming the earth." Then God said, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him." But Satan sneered, "Does Job fear God for nothing? You protect him and bless him. Take away everything he has, and he will curse you to your face." God answered, "Very well, everything he has is in your hands. But do not touch the man himself." And then, on an ordinary day, Job's world collapsed. A messenger came running. "The Sabaeans attacked. Your oxen and donkeys are gone. Your servants killed. I alone escaped to tell you." Before he finished, another arrived. "Fire fell from heaven. Your sheep and servants are all gone." Before he finished, another. "The Chaldeans raided your camels. Everything is taken." Before he finished, a final messenger came with the most devastating blow. "Your sons and daughters were feasting when a mighty wind struck the house. It collapsed on them. They are all gone." In moments, Job lost everything: his wealth, his servants, and his beloved children. Job tore his robe, shaved his head, and fell to the ground, not cursing God, but worshipping. "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." And in all this, Job did not sin. But Satan returned before God and said, "A man will give anything for his own life. Strike his flesh, and he will curse you." God said, "Very well, he is in your hands. Only spare his life." Satan struck Job with terrible sores from head to toe. Job sat among the ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery, alone and suffering. Even his wife looked at him and said, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." But Job replied, "Shall we accept good from God and not also hardship?" And still, Job did not sin. Job's 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, came to comfort him. When they saw him, they didn't recognize him. They wept, tore their robes, and sat with him in silence for 7 days. Not a word was spoken. His grief was too great. Finally Job spoke, and in his despair he cursed the day he was born. He wished he had died at birth. He could not understand why God was silent. His friends began to accuse him. Eliphaz, "Job, no innocent man suffers like this. You must have sinned." Job replied, "You twist my pain into evidence. God knows my heart." Bildad, "Your children must have sinned. God is just. He punishes the wicked." Job, "You blame the dead. If only God would speak. He knows I am innocent." Zophar, "You lie to yourself. Repent before it's too late." And so the debate continued. Job insisting on his innocence, his friends insisting on his guilt, and God remaining silent, but only for a time. Then out of the storm, the Lord spoke. "Who is this that speaks without knowledge? Prepare yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me." God's voice thundered. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who marked off its dimensions? Have you ever commanded the morning? Can you guide the stars? Do you send the lightning? Do you give strength to the horse? Do you provide food for the lion? Can you pull Leviathan with a hook? If no one can stand before these creatures, who then can stand before me? God revealed his power over the universe, the seas, the storms, and every creature. From the mountains to the deep oceans. Job was humbled. He said, I am nothing. I spoke of things I did not understand. I had heard of you before, but now my eyes have seen you. I repent in dust and ashes. God then rebuked Job's friends for speaking falsely about him. He instructed them to offer sacrifices, and Job prayed for them. And when Job prayed for his friends, God restored him, twice as much as before. He was blessed with 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 oxen, 1,000 donkeys, and again 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job lived 140 more years and saw 4 generations of his family before he died, old and full